Hey guys, Norman2468 here, and welcome to how to make a currency for your server or adventure map with command blocks. I'm going to be showing you all these commands. All the commands are in the description as well, so you can copy them. So the first one is the startup code. Now you're going to want to, you don't need a command block for this. You can even just copy it and then input it in the chat here by yourself. So what this does is scoreboard objectives. It adds an objective. This is the name, so money, but this is not the display name. Then dummy, you're gonna want to put dummy, and then here, this right here is whatever you want players to see it as. So I'm just gonna keep it as name for now. So we input it like that, right? And then it says added new objective, money successfully. So what we do now is we move on to this one, which is to display it. Now this one as well, you can just put it in the chat. So what this does is scoreboard objective set display, and then it puts it in the sidebar. So it puts the money objective in the sidebar. But if you really want, you can just press tab here, and it changes all the ones you can have. So you can have it in the list, which is when you press tab, which doesn't really work if you're in an adventure map, but it works in servers. Then there's a sidebar, which is the one you see here, right, like here. Then there's below name, so other players see it, but you can't really see it, so it's kind of useless. So we're just gonna keep it on sidebar for now. It added it to sidebar. Now, why can't you see it? Well, that's because I have 0, so I haven't yet been registered in that objective. So next, what you might want to have is to give a new player some initial startup cash for your server or adventure map. So the way we do this is we put this code in. This does scoreboard players. It sets the nearest player's money to 10. So for this, you might want to have it here. This is my example server spawn. This is a very rough example. So players spawn here, and they would jump down, I don't know, for example, this. As you can see now, this appeared. Marman2468, his money is 10. And what this is basically like it falls through the tripwires. Now also, if I go /clear quickly, I mean clear. If I go /kill, /kill, as you see, it respawns me right here instead of up there. Because this is because what it does is it first of all, the tripwire activates this, which is scoreboard players set money to that, which is what we just saw there, and this is what sets my money to 10. And then we have this, which basically, well, this is actually useless. Okay, so this is basically, it sets the nearest player's spawn point, but this is on a torch, so it has a delay, so it doesn't set my spawn point up here, but it sets it here, and basically you can't jump back up, or you might even have this lower. So my spawn point is set here, and the same on this one. We have the set money and the spawn point. Again, this is useless. Alright, so if, let's say, for example, something went wrong and the player actually did respawn here, or he found out how to do so, like as a trick. Let's say the player had 2,000 coins, right? 2,010 coins, and he would just use this trick to get more and more coins. Well, that wouldn't work, because when he falls down here, he just loses all his money and it goes back to 10. If he retries it, it stays at 10. It doesn't give you extra. So that's pretty good. Now, what you might also want to do is have a cash prize for mini games or something like that. So what you want to do here, it's a similar code, except instead of set, it's add. Scoreboard players add at pmoney10. So what this does, it just keeps adding 10 coins. So if you see here, I'm at 20 now, 30, 40. So what you could have is have a player, after he has won a mini game, you could have a player just spawn in a room where he's on this pressure plate for a very short amount of time, so he can't just jump back up and down to get more. So next is getting a little bit more complicated. We're gonna have something so that for example, every zombie you kill gives you 1 coin. So this is very interchangeable. I want to thank Seth Bling. He gave me the idea for this. He quickly mentioned it in one of his videos. So this is the startup code. Again, you don't need to input it in the command block. Scoreboard objectives add zombie stat. So what this does, it adds another objective like we did over here. It adds another one. And instead of this being a dummy objective, it's a stat.killEntity.Zombie. Now if you want to do something like kill a silverfish, you can have any of these that you see right here. But you don't need to only have the kills. You can also have, for example, using specific items, or getting specific achievements. You know, it's very interchangeable. So if I now input this code, we successfully put the zombie objective. So now how do we change it from the zombie objective to the coin objective? Well, we have this little machine right here. What this does, this is on a clock to this command block. This tests for a player with a score of the zombie objective with at least 1. If it finds one, it'll go through this block, which will be open, and it'll go to these 2 commands. This one removes the nearest player's zombie 1 stat, and this one adds it to the money. So if I, for example, do scoreboard, this is just for an example, objectives set display. Let's do it in list, I guess. Zombie. Now we can see I have 0 kills, 0 zombie kills, right? So if I were to get a sword and change it to easy, here I just have a summon zombie command. Now I can kill him, and as you can see, it went up to 1 and 2. So if you could have this turned on always, and as you can see, it's changing from, whoops, I guess I kind of broke it. Yeah, as you can see, it just added 2. It's really loud though. It just added 2 coins and took away 2 of the zombie kills. You could have this kept on, and yeah, added another one, and another one, and another one. So you get the point. It works. So now what we also have here is shops, because what kind of server or adventure map is it if you don't have shops? So this right here, test for a player. This right here, you can have a sign. This is just an example. You can have a sign here saying 10 coins for 1 iron ingot, or whatever you want. Test for at player score money min. So you test for a nearest player, which is the person pressing the button, with a score on the money objective of at least 10. So if it works, this turns on and sends power to these 2, which basically scoreboard player removes 10 from my money objective, and also gives me an iron ingot. Now the reason we have to have this is because if I have, for example, 55 coins, this will just stay on, and basically. So this actually does work. As you can see, I have no iron ingots. I have 55. So now, there we go. I got 1 iron ingot and minus 10 coins. Now this is how you can stack it. And so if you have like 50 sellable items, you can stack these. And you kind of have to interchange them a little. So this one just has a repeater going to this. So, but this does still work, and they don't interact with each other. So this again is $10 for 1 iron ingot, and again it works. So that's about it. If you have any questions, ask me in the comments, and I might make a part 2 for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Bye bye.